I want to start by asking y'all a question. Are student athletes the reason why drug usage is so high for high school students? I believe student athletes should be drug tested because we need to respond to the fact that we have an epidemic of substance abuse that has taken a toll on the many lives of young people in America. It could be argued that we are getting ourselves high on technology, the internet, reality TV, and a nearly complete flight from the grounding principles of illicit drugs. I believe student athletes should be drug tested because drugs have become such a huge problem now, and many of the teenagers that use drugs happen to be athletes. The growing rate of drug use for students is increasing so rapidly that many schools and parents are teaming up to see what they can do to prevent this or slow it down. The use of drug tests to screen students for drug use is a relatively new phenomenon in school settings, and the law is still evolving. The Supreme Court in June 1995 upheld a policy of the Vernon, Oregon School District that requires all students who wish to participate in the school's athletic program to submit to periodic random drug testing. The policy was effective. Teachers noted a decrease in drug usage, and an improvement in discipline. Source www.2.ed.gov. Also, schools have adopted random student drug tests because they hope random testing will serve as a deterrent and give students a reason to resist peer pressure to take drugs. Secondly, drug testing can identify teens who have started using drugs and would be good targets for early intervention, as well as identifying those who already have drug problems, so they can be referred for treatment. Source www.drugabuse.com. With data available not only to show but also confirm the high percentage of secondary school students using illicit drugs, it is now imperative to test students for illicit drug use. There are three reasons for this rising epidemic. One for certain is the degree to which our culture now embraces the flight from reality. The second reason is that it's so easy and convenient to find drugs, and also because they are so cheap. Another possibility is the increasing rate of underlying and painful disorders such as depression. If we don't stop the use of drugs for these students, it could lead to many of them using hardcore drugs because they will soon get bored and tired of using the simple drugs such as marijuana, cocaine, Adderall, and so on. By following these next simple steps that I have found, we might be able to get it to where student athletes will be drug tested. Athletes should get drug tested because the case can be made that the potential for head injuries and other injuries in competitive sports is urging. The athletes comprise a special at-risk population. Athletes on drugs are athletes that can get hurt badly or hurt others badly. Source foxnews.com. I believe this will work because it will give schools an excuse to test their athletes because it shows that if they are doing drugs, they get hurt, and they get hurt while playing, the injury could result into something worse happening to them compared to that of an athlete not on drugs. I believe this will work because it will show athletes to be a team player, do their best, respect their body, and really show up to compete instead of being on drugs and competing. Could you imagine every student athlete at a school passing a drug test? Imagine if your school did a random drug test and every student athlete passed, and on top of that, the drug use rate at the school decreased by, let's say, 15 to 20%. Now think, if we continue to let athletes think that they are above everyone and can do whatever they want, not only them, but everyone who looks up to them will continue to use drugs and maybe even start using hardcore drugs if they are not already. By playing on a team is a privilege, not a right. By saying this, we will be able to make a connection between being drug-free and being on a team. By following these steps, we could possibly come up with a solution to slowly help the end of drug use by student athletes. In conclusion, by doing this, we would be making a dent in not only drug use in the public schools, but also with many young teenagers in America. And we would also be helping student athletes make a stand to stop using drugs. Should we drug test athletes to help lower the use of drugs for students? Yes, because playing on a team is a privilege, not a right. By stating this, we will be able to make a connection between being drug-free and playing sports and earning your right to be on the team. I hope you consider my strategies in trying to end the use of drug use for students, because honestly, if you were to get student athletes to take drug tests, That would cut back a lot of kids from doing drugs, because so many people look up to these athletes, and if they see them living drug-free, they would do the same, because monkey see, monkey do. Thank you very much.